Internet, and welcome to our Session 0, our very, very first episode of our brand new show here on GGK called Elegant Suffering. We are going to be playing Good Society in this time slot moving forward. A game that is going to be run by a lovely Greek Sid, who you can see to my left. Not looking at the screen, don't know. But before we get started with our world building and our character building and all of that fun stuff, I'm going to do some quick announcements for what we got coming up on the channel for the rest of the week. Obviously, we have this tonight on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We will have a new episode of Saturday Night's Thunderball. Thank you for covering. Where we're playing D&D and also it's sports. And then on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a new episode of Slang 101, which is the Monster of the Week game that I run here on the channel. Some of these people are in it as well. And then on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have a new episode of Eos, which is another D&D game that we play on here, run by our good friend, Dammit Barry. And then on Thursday, same time as this show, we'll have a new episode of All Myths Are True. That's the other game that I run on this channel. It is Tales from the Loop. It's kids on bikes getting into shenanigans and right now trying to deal with killer birds. I think that's it for the next week. So very briefly, I will turn it over to my other friends here so they can say hi and tell you what they're doing with their schedules and their own lives, and then we'll get started. I said all my stuff, so I'll skip. We'll go to Sid. Tell us what's going on with you this week.
Hi, I'm Christina Sid. I'm very excited to get started. It's going to be fun. I'll be running this game here every other Thursday. Hey, look at that. You're here. You made it. I am, this week, I have this Saturday restarting up Temple of Elemental Evil over on Seaver's channel. So that's going to be 4:30 Eastern Time over there. Very excited. Grabbing some higher level characters and we're gonna have some fun and go to the abyss. All right. And then Sunday slang, woot, come join us. We're excited. New adventures, new playbooks. And then we'll be back over on Pro Starters in 2 weeks. We're doing some individual games at the moment. But that's Saturdays. That is 1 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, come say hi.
Awesome. You guys know what Sean does. He's trying to fix his video problems right now, but he runs Thunderball. He plays in all of my games and makes me do announcements, which I'll remember. He's at the Kraken King on Twitter. Follow him there. RJ, what's going on with you?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, but you can catch me at RJ622 on Twitter and Twitch. For me, coming up would be Sunday, where I'll be playing over at the Indoor Adventures channel. We're playing Tomb of Annihilation with a 1920s gunpowder fantasy noir twist to it. Juan T. Mallison just broke into camp, so we're gonna deal with that. Next week, I'm also on Indoors Adventures channel on Monday, where we play a homebrew campaign. My first character got kidnapped, and we're gonna go find him. It's been like 2 months. Like in game, so we don't know what's happening with him. And I think also that week we're playing Pursue the Black Kestrel, so you can catch me here. And that's me.
All right, Alex, say hi.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG It's Some Guy. I'm basically here in most of the shows that we do on this page, so hope you like my face because you see it a lot.
All right. That is it for me. So I'm going to turn it over to Sid so we can begin.
Yay! Session 0, woot woot! Alrighty. So yeah, we're gonna get set up for play, but also kind of just do an overview of Good Society in general for anyone watching. Hey, out there in the watching land, hello. Good Society is an extremely collaborative storytelling game. So I will be facilitating the game, but that's really just to sort of, get us going if we get into a stuck place, or, just to throw extra drama in as needed. Overall, all of the players will be equally participating in contributing to the Jane Austen story that we're going to tell together, which is very exciting. The game is really based around sort of our rules for telling the story, which we call the collaboration. And we're going to go through the basics of that right now. So, if players want to go ahead and grab the accounting sheet, and we will go to the collaboration tab, and we'll go over all of those for everybody at home. Good Society is also, it's an amazing game by Story Brewers Role Playing. Haley Gordon and Mia Monroe, they are amazing. It's a really awesome game. Check it out. Everybody got into collaboration? We good? All right. Sweet. So, what we will go over for session 0 is tone and sort of themes that we're going to be wanting to tell in our game. So, a lot of these I think we went over, but we will go over them for everyone watching along as well. So, the tone that the story can have, we have 3 options. We could do a drama, which is, and I'll go ahead and read these, things are difficult and actions have serious consequences. Tensions are quick to inflame. Connections viciously pursue their own ends. Society is harsh and judgmental. Okay. We could do a romantic comedy, which is the default for the game, which is actions have consequences, but past misdemeanors can be recovered from. Fortunate and humorous coincidences can occur, and triumphant moments are possible. Connections respect their own interests, but can be swayed, and society is quick to judge, but also quick to forget. Or we could, do some Oscar Wilde and do a farce, which is actions have few consequences outside the current scene. Improbable coincidences and circumstances are manifold, and connections may change their mind rapidly. Society is prone to excessive silliness. I think we had come to the conclusion of sort of that nice in-between romantic comedy, yes? Thoughts?
I'm good with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Romantic comedy it is. Awesome. Then we go to historical accuracy. So that would be somewhat important. We'll try to get it right, but we're not going to stop gameplay to really go into it. Very important, which is we're committing to arming ourselves with knowledge ahead of time, and we will call on others to try to get it right as much as possible. They're a little important. We'll do our best, but we're more interested in the story. Thoughts on that one?
I want this to be period accurate rom-com.
So a little more important. I mean, are we
I have no idea what goes on in the Regency, so
and that is okay.
I think I would say probably go with the somewhat important. I mean, I know we joked about, what if there are dinosaur breeders in the Regency?
And so if we want dinosaur breeders in the Regency, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but maybe on the less important side of somewhat important.
Okay. Overall, we can say somewhat important. We'll try to keep some historical accuracy. Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
I'm good
so
with
we'll
that.
go with awesome.
I think
we will.
As much as we can, and if not, we'll guess.
Cool. I like the sound of that. All right, awesome.
Just so no one's concerned, Sean's video totally froze. He can still hear us. He's gonna come in here and sit with me.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so the next one would be, how are we treating the gender power balance? We have 3 options in this game. We could do a standard Regency patriarchy. We could completely turn it off, which is normal and accepted for people of all genders to have significant others in respectable careers, make their first move, inherit entailed estates, have marital relationships with all genders. Or we could do it in reverse, and we could have a Regency matriarchy. Thoughts on that one?
Turn it off like a light switch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we were in agreement about that. It just makes life better.
Turn off the patriarchy.
Turn the patriarchy off, man. I wish it were that simple. Anyway, moving on. All right, that is off. So for this one, I think we could chat about it, but I kind of think we might need to have none on this as well. How much hidden information would be used in this game? We do have an option with some of the desires and things of that nature to have some hidden information. I think personally my 2 cents is that for the sake of this stream, and because we are all pretty top-notch role players, if I may say so, I'm pretty sure we can keep like metagaming to a minimum and keep things out in the open. So are we cool with no hidden knowledge, or is someone really gung-ho about that?
I'm good.
Cool.
No
So
hidden
yeah.
knowledge.
obviously some knowledge will be hidden from the characters, but not from each other. So are we cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Alrighty. So we do have, so anything our game should avoid. This would sort of be some, lines and veils there of content and everything like that. I've mentioned some in there. If there's any that you want to add, feel free. We can do it afterwards. Not going to go through all of that, but obviously if there is content that we're not wanting to discuss or have discussed, we're going to get all that out in the open and make sure that that is clear. So add to that as needed, and we'll go from there.
I think the only thing I would say about that right now is when I was watching like the demo video that the people who made this game put out, it also, one of the players there was, I hate the trope of, showing up at the wedding and saying, I object. And so it doesn't have to be like broad content concept things. It could also be, I don't want to see this trope in the game. Or...
Absolutely. If it's just, let's not do that, it's played out, that sort of thing, you can throw that in there as well. And absolutely, we can take that in consideration for the collaboration too. For that. And again, we can throw those in off camera as well. Is there anything we really want to see in the game? Personally, if we do not have some sort of big, huge wedding out of this, but I don't care who it is, but if we don't have a big old wedding, then gosh darn it, I don't think we did this right. So personally, I want a big, big wedding. So I'm going to add that on there. Big wedding. Anything jump out to anyone currently?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Any thoughts that pop up? Again,
I just want lots of parties.
Lots of
Parties.
That's all I want.
yeah. Many parties. And that is great because part of our novel categories as well, part of the novel chapters in play, most of the time it is an event chapter, so we'll have plenty of events. Awesome. Anything else for now? Add on for later? Cool. All right. The nice part about the game as well, the game operates in cycles, and at the end of a cycle there is always upkeep. Once we go through a full cycle and do upkeep, we reevaluate the collaboration as well. So if we get like 2 cycles in here and we decide that, you know what, like this is going way more dramatically than we first intentioned, and you know what, we're digging that, so let's change up the tone. We can totally do that. And in an upkeep cycle, we can make that happen. So it's all about what we're digging, what we feel comfortable with, and how we want the story to go. So that is always nice as well. Anything else for the start for a collaboration? Looking pretty good for the moment, and we can add as needed. Sweet. All right. So now we come to character creation. Woot woot. All right. So feel free. Oh, some people have already grabbed their colors. Yay. Grab a character spot. We're gonna leave one open because, you know, maybe we'll have guest stars. Bum, bum, bum. Maybe we'll add some characters later. So at the heart of and the drive of characters in good society is your desire. Desires are basically what is your main goal and accomplishment for your major character for the game. Sent out for you guys the desire cards, so you are welcome to utilize any of those. The way that we're playing is the desire cards as well as relationship cards and things of that nature are all part of the play set of the game. We are utilizing the play set in part, as we would say. If you want to use play set in whole, that's really great for, I don't know, like conventions and things, or if you're just wanting to play like 1 or 2 quick rounds, which is great. We will be playing a more extensive game, so we are going to use the playset however we damn well please, which is playset in part. So we're going to get to choose our desires and relationships and all of that. We'll pick and choose as we want to. For those, did anyone already have an idea of a desire they were wanting to grab for the game?
I've got a few potential ones, but I haven't really narrowed it down more than
what were your potentials?
So number 6, it's basically I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 18 more ones.
They were all in a row. That was perfect. You want to read those out? Some of the ones you had in mind?
So should I just read what the actual objective of the desire
Yeah, just the
is?
actual objective, sure.
So yeah, number 6 is disinherit your elder sibling. 7, come on, scroll. 7 is orchestrate at least one marriage between people of your choosing. 8 is restore your family name and resume your place in society. 9 is bolster your love interest's reputation and then win your parents' permission to marry them.
One of my favorites.
10 is enter into a marriage with someone who truly loves you without revealing your hidden wealth. 11, protect your younger sibling from all ill and make sure they marry who you choose.
Personal favorite as well.
And 18, I downloaded these PDFs and it's so slow to scroll for some reason. 18, determine your love's true feelings and reestablish your engagement.
Fun. So, again, the game is really nice to just give us all of these. Oh, thanks, Abby. It gives us all of these options. Again, rife with ridiculousness and, the ability for hilarity to ensue. And again, there are, I believe, like 24 of these options within the game. If you have something else really specific that you wanted and it doesn't really fit into any of those general ideas, we can homebrew it too. We'll make it happen. I
had 2 that I was looking at. Do you have them? 14 and 17.
Ooh. That was, let's see, 14. 14, turn your enemy's connections against them. Ooh.
But I think I might be leaning towards 17 now that I'm reading both of them again.
Best or humiliate your cousin in every matter and win your uncle's inheritance. Ooh, very fun. So with those two, once we pick desires, we will get into relationships between the major characters, and then we'll get into connections. So with a desire like that, you definitely have some connections that are going to be mandatory, which would be like your cousin and your uncle.
I have one that I'm really leaning towards. Well, I
What's
had
that
two, but one of them is very similar to Sean's. So can I do marry your secret fiance?
Yeah. I love a secret fiance.
That's what I
Yay.
wanna do.
Yes. All right, so we have one. That's 16. Yes.
I was looking at 2, which is convince your parent to accept you as their legitimate heir and declare your relation to all the world.
Ooh, all right. I like that one a lot too. If we are for sure on those, go ahead and snag them up and put them on your portion of the accounting sheet so that we all have those and we're ready to go. None of those at the moment have any public versus private information, I don't think. Not quite yet, yeah. So if any of, at the bottom of those desires, sometimes they do have something that is public knowledge versus something, privately to the character. So that will also affect play, just to keep that in mind. And so just the uncle would be a mandatory connection, by the way, Sean.
Gotta say, I was hoping at least one of you guys would also be interested in one of the ones I was in to help narrow it down.
Oh no. All right.
It's okay.
So we do have a few. So let's see. Let's help you. We can help narrow down if you want, Alex. Let me go back up here.
Yeah. So looks like we've got a marry your secret fiance, parental relationship, a cousin rivalry / uncle thing. I'm wondering if maybe I should go with 7 then to orchestrate at least one marriage between people if you're choosing, although I guess the desires don't have to be related to each other's at all.
No, not necessarily. They can definitely overlap too.
Okay.
And you don't have to choose those. Those will be chosen after the first novel chapter. So you'll decide those once sort of we get into play. So you can choose the best options in your opinion.
Okay. I think I'm narrowing it down to either 9 or 10. So 9 was the bolster your love interest's reputation, and 10 is marry someone who truly loves you without revealing your hidden wealth. So I think I will just flip a coin.
Do it.
Rolling a d6 if it's odd, 9, even 10.
Cool.
Odd, so that is 9, bolster your love interest's reputation, and then win your parents' permission to marry them.
All right. So for yours as well, that would be creating a parent as a mandatory connection as well.
Yes.
And then I believe, RJ, what number were you as well? 2. Let's just double check. Yeah, we just want to check on connections on those.
I don't see.
No mandatory. So yeah, they might be way out of the way and just someone we don't run into regularly. So if you would like them to be a connection, they can, and it'd be someone that's more regularly in play, or maybe they're out and about. So that's your choice on that one.
Okay.
Awesome. We all have desires. Excellent. Okay, so we will go back through with those. Savannah is going to go with marry a secret fiance. Sean, best to humiliate your cousin in every matter and win your uncle's inheritance. RJ, convince your parent to accept you as their legitimate child and declare your relation to the world. Alex, we are marrying off 2 people of your choosing. Oh, no, sorry. You're bolstering your love, interest, reputation, and winning your parents' permission to marry them. Excellent.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if the uncle is the only mandatory connection, then how do we do if I don't create the cousin as a connection, then how do we manage
I mean,
that?
there are a lot of ways to do that. The cousin could, be off in London, being a magistrate of some kind, and they're doing really well, but maybe you're in the small town and doing even better, so it could be comparatively against the cousin. You could
But
do
if I
a
wanted
lot.
to have them there,
You could they could absolutely be your second connection as well. Absolutely.
Cool, easy peasy.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So our next step would be creating our relationships.
Oh boy.
So, well, that's also another option to make things even more fun. Your mandatory connection is your uncle, but there are relationship options between major characters. Perhaps, if they are amenable to it, one of your fellow players could consent to be your cousin. Also an option.
Now that they know what my desire though is, if anyone wants
Well,
to
they
volunteer
know,
for
but
that.
their character knows, but their character does not know, but their player knows. So
I'd be down for that if somebody wants to, but
it's
understand
always
if
an
people
option.
don't.
It's out there. If we want to go ahead and look over the relationships as well.
Might I propose, Sean, that we are cousins, so that we're racing for this inheritance where I am the disenfranchised child who was thrown out at a young age but trying to prove himself, and then you're like, no, fuck you, I'm legitimate.
I like that.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
let's do that.
All right. Well, we're good there. So we have some cousins. Excellent. Go ahead and throw those in your relationships.
Now, I need a secret fiance.
You do. Lady's choice, so you can throw that out there, whoever would like to do that.
I'll think about it.
That's fine. No, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. And then Alex.
Yes. I'm looking at the different relationship cards as ideas.
We have aunts and uncles. We have, and that's an option too. If anyone is wanting to play something like for their background, to their family background, to be like the dowager or something like that, that would obviously be a little bit of an older character, which is something we can keep in mind too. So if someone wants to play an older character, they could be a mother, a parent, a father, something like that. So also an option. And also, if it helps to even things out, another option we can discuss while we're doing character creation is I, as the facilitator, can also create a major character. So if that opens up some options, for secret fiancés and things of that nature, I can definitely put something together too.
I think Sid just wants to be my secret fiance.
Maybe.
Is it one relationship, or do we need a relationship with each?
It would be one relationship, one
Okay,
required
so,
relationship.
Like RJ and I are solid.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys have one required relationship between major characters.
Unless one of the cousins wants to be my secret fiance, and then we can take the other down together.
It's tempting.
Thoroughly open to this idea.
I'm very open to this idea.
Who do you want to fuck over?
Because that's the real question.
Well, I'm thinking of the secret nature of it, so I think it's, no offense,
That probably makes more sense.
probably
for
a little
RJ's
bit
character.
more interesting if it's RJ's character, because he's kind of like estranged from his family.
Could also be if
RJ's
next-
all about this.
You can't just, like, you have to keep it a secret until you get all your money back.
Until your parent is like, "This is my son."
Until you're legitimate. Can't get married.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
He said yeah.
Yay! Secret fiance.
So now we're against each other from the get-go.
Aha.
But I don't know that. Because secrets.
Ooh.
All right, now we need one more relationship for Alex, and we can do overlap. That's fine as long as it makes sense for our characters. If not, we can do some finagling. I mean, if you are open to suggestions,
Mhm.
I think it might be very fun for you to perhaps have your love interest potentially overlap here.
Could, yeah. So I guess that was kind of one question I had about this was, are the major characters supposed to be trying to get in relationships with each other, or is it more with NPCs and connections, or is there a norm? for
Either
that?
way, that is totally up to you. We can have major characters wanting to be married off to each other. We can have major characters who end up wanting to get married off and have a good time with connections.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking that if it is, could not pick Savannah's character because then, only one of us could get the desire then.
This is very true.
Mhm.
And we are going romantic comedy as opposed to drama.
Yeah, I mean, I guess,
Also, to throw it out there too, if we want to go through connection creation, and maybe a connection sounds like fun to be a love interest. Connections, each of you will play a connection. So you will have your major character, and then you will play someone else's connection as well when it comes into actual role playing. After that, I'll play any of the remaining connections. So if we do character connection creation and you're like, yep, that one, that's it, then that could also be your love interest.
Yeah, that could be good because right now the only person for me to pick one and not have someone inherently lose would be Sean's character.
That's totally fine.
Isn't saying, it's not going to be his character, but
No, absolutely.
right now all our characters are such question marks.
No, that's great. So we can jump into connection creation now. So we all have relationships in mind. Alrighty. So if you want your your romantic love interest to be a connection potentially, then we can come up with a different relationship, but we will have to have everyone have some sort of connection to another major character.
Yeah,
so we can
which-
think of something else there.
Yeah, I may be misinterpreting or misunderstanding the rules, but
No,
each
it's
one
okay.
of us, like, so normally there are these cards and someone's a giver and a taker.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think right now, technically, there have been 2 givers and takers, and now we
Yes.
still need 2 more relationships
Mhm.
total.
Yes,
Okay. And it's just right now I'm the only one with nada.
correct. And that is okay
Mm-hmm.
because we're kind of at an even number. So,
Yep.
what are your thoughts?
Hmm.
We could do a sibling. We could do a friend who was actually an old flame once.
I'm wondering if actually, because this is maybe getting into the role idea I have now. There's one of these
Mhm.
cards that's patron. The taker of this card is the patron of the giver.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I guess it's just a question of who feels that they could be a patron, or
Who was looking to have big money?
so not RJ, which I think he's all relationshiped out at this point.
Well, and it sounds like we're also trying to, get an inheritance and be accepted. So that might not work for RJ's character
Yeah.
so far.
I just want to be loved.
Mhm.
I do love you.
We need that money, honey. No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's Savannah's or Sean's character as a patron.
Well, since he doesn't have his inheritance yet, I can say that my family's rich.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And, like, of status, and that's why RJ's got to
That's-
get his shit together before we get married.
Yeah.
I
And
am
that-
trying.
All right, we're getting this together. That might also really easily pick your family background there, Savvy. Peerage might be a really great idea for that. That'd
Okay.
be you're actually beyond being like landed gentry. You are someone with like a title, potentially even like, an offshoot of the royal family. So just a baroness, maybe something along those lines.
Yeah, I love that.
So some serious money. All right. So are we cool with that? Savvy's character is Alex's
Your
patron.
Yep. So then I guess we just have to figure out a relationship between Sean and me as well.
Oh no. So major characters you only require one.
Okay.
We just had some overlap.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Awesome. All right. I think we're good there, actually. So that will be required relationships. Now we can get into actual character rules. So, given our desires, and given some of our newly created relationships, what are we thinking for actual character roles? A couple of fun options. Again, the roles themselves, really their distinctions are kind of about one where you in roleplay want your character to go, but are also very much tied into reputation. So feel free to look through those reputation aspects. Reputation's kind of used as a currency in this game. Good society and all of that. So feel free to look at those reputation tags. You can have good reputation, you can have a bad reputation. Just feel free to look at those and see what kind of makes sense.
I guess, as I was saying, with having someone as my patron, I was thinking maybe if I was the careerist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking specifically their career would be portrait painting, and so maybe they've come to the small town to do portraits of all the Regency.
Oh, I dig. Was there anyone else that was looking to potentially do careerist, or would that be all right for Alex to snag that one up?
Down with it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, good there.
I'm thinking either the new arrival or the dependent.
Mm-hmm.
I think the dependent would make more sense since I don't have like a title or money. I'd be like slumming it with someone.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
And then sorry.
No,
with the dependent, we would just want to choose who perhaps you're dependent upon. So that can also be a connection, which we can kind of choose in the connection phase.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
The two I was looking at were the socialite and the hedonist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to lean towards the hedonist
Of
because they have one of their reputations is that they are broke, which is going to work well for the desire of getting the inheritance. More motivation there. And
cool.
I said, my goal for this is parties. So.
Oh, 100%. And so so those reputations, so those come about if you end up with either 3 positive reputation tags, which you would garner those during the novel chapters and role play, or 3 negative ones. So if you end up with 3 negative in your adventures in the game, you could end up taking that negative reputation tag.
It's more like that is a threat of like being on the verge of like financial insecurity
exactly
because of their lifestyle. Okay, either way, that works for what I'm imagining.
Perfect.
Been watching a lot of Penny Dreadful, and so
I mean,
Dorian
come on,
Gray
you can't
stuck in
not.
my head.
I like it.
I think I'm gonna do the heir.
Yeah.
She's super rich.
Heck yeah. Well, so the heir, again, so you can definitely be super rich, but the sort of the part of that with the heir also is that you are absolutely super rich, but it's not your money yet. So especially pleasing mommy and daddy is very important because you could potentially end up disinherited.
Especially because my fiance is broke.
So I like that dynamic already. I dig it. All right. Awesome. So now to the very fun part. Let's go ahead and do some connection creation. So for a more long-term game like this, each of you will have 2 connections that you'll start the game with. You create the connection, sort of like who they are, what they're about, and sort of their general outlook on you, behavior toward you. But then this connection will actually either be played by your fellow players or by me, the facilitator. So some of you, again, by the nature of your character, are going to have a mandatory connection. So you'll go ahead and create that out as you desire. Otherwise, feel free to just add a connection that you think might be helpful for you in game, interesting in gameplay for all of us, whatever it may be. And then if after that we see that we might need another connection here or there, I might just create a connection of some kind too, if we need to. You will see that there are 3 connection spaces. You have a spare connection that you are able to create as needed throughout gameplay. You just, if we figure out that, oh, you know, maybe we do need, maybe we need the aunt, or maybe we need someone else that is starting to come up within the story, you can create one connection during gameplay as well. So leave that third one blank for now.
Okay, so how many of us had the required connections based on the desires? I think just Sean.
It was just Sean.
And then I have the parent.
Yes.
That I have to get their approval.
Yes.
So my uncle is also RJ's character's father. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any input on?
I think that's between the two of you. Since it's your required connection, I would go ahead and say that that's more for you, Sean. But if you want to grab RJ's input and have some fun with that, feel free.
So I guess what my so your character is like an estranged child of this character. All right. Because I was debating, it sort of makes sense then that my character might have a closer relationship with them than you do at this point, because you're working to get back into their good graces, where I'm just working to keep you out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there are a couple ways to see it too. So convincing the parent to accept you as their legitimate child.
Mm-hmm.
So there even could be an aspect of perhaps RJ's character is an illegitimate child from another scandalous relationship. And so perhaps you're trying to get on in there and even be declared as even a child at all, or something to that nature. Or perhaps you've been disinherited and called no longer legitimate to the family. A lot of options there.
I was leaning towards the scandalous, illegitimate child.
Yeah. Scandalous.
I like that too.
I don't care. I love you anyway.
Our love will overcome.
Not without money, dear.
Okay. So we're just supposed to come up with their name, pronouns, the relationship, and then
sort of a general idea of what they think of your major character.
Okay.
And then that is passed along to whoever ends up playing the connection.
Okay. Yeah.
And then once you have created it, it's basically your baby that you send off to the world, and then whoever ends up playing the connection kind of gets to play it from there.
I have some thoughts on it. I think I'll probably type it when I'm sitting at my own computer, so I don't have to just dictate to my secretary here. But I'm thinking it's more of like that there's a closer relationship because we've been in close proximity and have been like a relative for a long time. Maybe they don't approve of my character's spending and their lifestyle choices, and so that's where like the tension is, why it's not, you know, why there's
why you don't have that inheritance sealed up in the bag already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you'll want to frame those in as much as possible in like the first person. So like, I think so and so is like this, so kind of give the voice to the connection.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anyone else have some fun thoughts?
So I've got either Mummy or Daddy. I don't know if anyone thinks they want to play one of those necessarily.
We'll go ahead and we'll create them all, and then we'll divvy them up from there.
I think it's going to be a mother.
Okay.
And it might just be one of those things where it's, no person is good enough for her little boy.
Oh.
And it's probably just like, no matter how many people my character has courted, none of them have ever been good enough. And so it's like, okay, come to this small town. I've finally found someone. Need to make sure that that Mummy approves.
Oh. I have so many fun ideas for that. Oh, and yeah, let's make this easier for last names and such as well. What are your characters' names? It's time. Name them. They're alive. They're real. Names. I highly suggest Austen Name Generator. Very helpful.
There we go.
Okay. The first ones I'm getting are couple name generator, rapper name generator.
I believe there should be a Jane Austen name generator or Regency name generator as well.
First one that came up here is Miles Hammer.
Yes!
I don't know.
Please keep Hammer. At the very least, keep Hammer.
I was trying to decide whether I'm playing a lord or a lady. So that might have sold me on sticking with a lord.
You can be a lord, and again, sort of the default for most folks is probably just going to be old money.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean like literally a lord.
No. I mean, we can have those as well. Like savvies, we're gonna have to come up with some. Are you a lady? Are you a baroness? Are you something like that? But everyone else, for the most part, would be landed gentry, except for RJ. More than likely, we're going to be looking at something on the list. Yeah, humble origins, most likely.
Humble origins.
Wait, can we make that my uncle's name? What was it? Maxwell?
Miles Hammer.
Miles Hammer.
Yeah, can we just
Ooh,
make that
yes.
my uncle?
Absolutely.
That sounds like a
It's
very
your
like
uncle.
uptight,
Yes.
militaristic.
Uncle Miles.
Yeah.
Or like a 70s secret agent.
Well, I don't know if this name is appropriately Austenian enough, but I'd come up with Grover Shelton.
I love it.
I got Theophilus Wilmont.
Oh, Wilmot. Yes, I love Wilmot.
You
That
can
was
call me
my-
Theo for short.
Oh, Theophilus. Yes, I love it.
Based on the name generator, my mother's name is Annette.
Excellent. Annette Shelton.
Yes.
All right, I got one. Thanks. If you guys are looking, fantasynamegenerators.com has a Victorian and an Elizabethan name generator, which are really fun. This one that just came up is Rosamund Spice,
Yeah.
which is what I'm naming my character.
Mrs. Spice.
It's really good.
Or Lady Spice. Ooh.
Yep.
Baroness Spice.
But they're old money, so it's Old Spice.
Yes. Oh.
It's happening.
I love it. So that one is definitely chosen for you. The family background for you, Savvy, would definitely be peerage.
Got it.
So
What about Owen Light?
No.
Which just sounds like a beer.
A Regency Ale. Owen Light.
Owen Light.
I liked Raleigh. That one just,
Raleigh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was good.
Yeah,
I was
go
thinking
for
with the
it.
last name Addison. So
That is
Raleigh,
definitely
Addison.
appropriately Regency.
Yeah, let's go.
I like it.
Now, I don't know if this was your character from the learning game you did, Sid, Rosamund
It
Wilmot.
was,
But
yes.
just how we got randomly Rosamund, and then RJ's last name is almost Wilmont.
Exactly. No, it's totally fine. No, I'm this was my example character, so
Gotcha.
don't even worry about it.
Which brings me to an idea of a connection.
Mhm.
One of my connections reads the local vicar, so I was thinking that the father of the church raises orphans,
Oh, okay.
and it's Saint Wilmot's, so that's where he gets his last name from.
I like it. Oh man.
I need to think of a name.
Miles Hammer's a jerk. He just threw you in the orphanage.
I really want. He has money though.
Who has money?
Miles Hammers.
Oh no, he totally does. But if he just threw you off, then you definitely still have your humble origins.
Yeah. Regency. Give me some names.
Now, I assume we should not be sharing connections per se. Like, if someone generates a connection, that shouldn't also be another one's, because I'm thinking if someone in Savvy's family is my patron, I shouldn't just make it one of the connections that she makes. I should come up with someone else to give us more
So
connections to play
Savvy directly will be your patron.
with. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And that could maybe also be a lot of fun. She's your patron and she's not necessarily in charge of the money yet, but is spending a lot of it being your patron. So,
I keep getting Simon a lot for this fantasy name generator, and I'm laughing to myself, Father Simon.
Oh, it's too perfect.
He is the best man. Took very good care of orphans.
Will you take care of me, Alex? Will you playing Simon like
Be Father Simon. I don't think I could justify the Russian accent.
That's a little on the nose. I got God's gift as a name.
Wow, that would be a little too on the nose.
So I think I want my dad to be one of my connections.
Okay, awesome.
And I'm going to name him Mortimer Spice.
Yes. Because yes.
I can't be stopped.
Can't stop, won't stop. No.
There you go.
Anyone having trouble with connections? We can throw out ideas.
Let's see.
They can be family members. They can be dear friends. They can be
And I know
an employee. They can be any number of things. Your steward. Everyone has a steward, right?
I mean, each of the character roles does have a list of potential connections as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if I want a career rival. I'm just imagining these two portraiteers come to town and are trying to,
Paint
race
off.
through to see who gets
My
more
gradients are
business.
so much better than his. Yeah.
I was thinking I want Riley's mother to be one of my connections.
Which one?
Sean's character's mother to be one of my connections.
Oh. How so?
If you will accept this, she thinks you're a little shit. And she also thinks that her brother is a little shit for doing that to me. So
Okay.
she wants to elevate me back to good graces within the family.
Oh, favorite aunt.
I'm down with that.
If Sean's
So,
down with that.
Yeah, bad relationship with mom. Got it.
Mildred Addison. Millie.
I'm sorry, just the random name I got when coming up with a potential business rival. Erasmus Cockburn.
That's a farce character.
That is a farce character.
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty great.
So I shouldn't take this as my rival's character because we'll never be able to say their name with a straight face.
I mean, it is up to you.
I mean, if this is my business rival, one of you is going to have to be, yes, I am Mr. Cockburn.
It's true.
Oh, I think I'm going to take that for now, and if we really don't like it, we can change it.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what's your last name? What's their last name? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Mr. Erasmus, sir. Please. It's formal setting.
Yeah.
I don't wish to say it.
I think for my other connection, I'm gonna do an extravagant best friend.
Okay.
Because I need someone to go to parties with.
Heck yeah. Oh, and
That's not a name.
be on the lookout for a love interest for
Yeah. That's
for
still neither
Grover
one.
there.
Philomena?
Philomena.
That's a name.
Xavier. No,
I like
but
that
the
name.
two together.
I disagree. I think it's a good name.
I think Philomena is a fantastic name, personally. Ooh, I like that. Aurora.
There you go. Tell us about your best friend.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I mean, I imagine that's where a lot of my funding is coming from for going to these parties. I take extravagant as meaning more money than I.
Are they also hedonistic?
I would imagine so.
If she wants to be ill reputed, then that would be perfect for Grover.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just thinking that could be.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I need a legitimate suitor.
Also, a very good idea.
That I don't like, who totally sucks.
Mm-hmm. But who you hang out with for appearances.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great idea.
Let's pick a
Who is
bad
this
name
suitor?
for them. Let's pick a silly name.
Should I give this person the Cockburn name?
Well, I'm trying to decide. How many women do we have up in here?
1, 2.
2, 3.
Yeah, so 2 of them are on the older side right now.
Let's get a hot lady in here.
Yeah.
That's
Lola.
who's really boring and sucks and I hate. But...
I liked the name Lola.
Her name was Lola.
She was a suitor.
Vernice.
It's just Bernice with a V.
Yes.
What's
And that's
her
in fact
name?
exactly how she says it. It's like Vernice, like Bernice, but with a V.
I hate her. Let's do that. Bernice.
Do we want to make any of these people related to each other? How big of a social circle are we running in right now?
So, Tonsham is considered to be like a large village, small town.
Okay.
200 to 300 residents, so definitely enough people for people to mingle, but everyone knows each other, definitely.
So Aurora's rich, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe it's like her super boring sister.
Yeah. Another Keating.
Mm-hmm. Doing it. Alright.
I guess stick in the mud.
Yeah.
Bernice.
Bernice. All right. I think you all have your connections, yes?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Just need to write
Awesome.
the description.
Yes. Go ahead and add a description in for your what your connection thinks of your major character. You're sort of giving a nice sentence for whoever ends up playing your connection.
I can spell words.
Oh, words. They're made with letters. It's a whole thing.
Words, said Hamlet.
All right.
Talk about some of these descriptions for the audience so they're not just looking at us, looking at a
Oh yeah,
spreadsheet.
sure. Why not? Let's go through. Who's Dunsies? Alrighty. We got okay, so for Grover. Oh Grover, you're done. You want to read through these?
So I have Annette Shelton, my mother, who thinks that Grover is far too good for any of the people that he courts, and she gets final say in whomever Grover might marry. And then there is Erasmus. I'm gonna have more trouble with the first name than the last name.
I mean, we've got the last name down,
yeah.
let's be honest.
Yeah. Erasmus Cockburn, who is Grover's career rival. He thinks that Grover is too big for his britches and not nearly half the painter I am. And he honestly believes that Grover will do a terrible job of painting the local regency, and it's his duty to do the job properly.
I like it. I like it a lot. Anyone else ready to go? Do we need another second? No.
I need a while. I need to figure out how I feel about this character.
You can talk it out too if anyone's stuck. We're working on here. Does Vernice even think anything about Rosamund? Does she think?
Oh boy. I think she I don't know. I'm trying to decide if she's like actually remotely interested in having some kind of relationship, or if it is just like a pure duty thing. I mean, I think it's probably a little bit more interesting if she's like at least mildly interested in her as a person. So I think maybe she's in this because she's supposed to be, but she is coming around to liking her.
I like that.
But Sean has my keyboard.
No, it's all good.
And then I think Rosamund's dad thinks she's just amazing. I think she's a big daddy's girl.
Yeah, I like it. Kind of has Mortimer tied around her little finger.
Mm-hmm. That's how I get away with spending so much money on Alex's character.
I love it.
Several maxed out credit cards later.
Money, please.
I dig it. What about you, Sean? Who are we working on?
I am working on spelling.
Aren't we all?
I was finishing up Miles' Hammer, and I'm about to finish up Aurora.
For the people at home, that's Miles with a Y.
Yes.
With a Y.
So I can read off Miles, and then I can finish up Aurora's.
Finish up Aurora. Do you mind if I read Miles? I can read it for you.
Go for it. Yeah, I'll finish.
Let's do it. All right, we got Miles Hammer is Sean's character's uncle and Archie's character's father. He thinks Raleigh is an intelligent man with great potential, however prone to flights of fancy and easily distracted. He's an older, stately gentleman, strict in bearing and decorum, has great affection towards Raleigh as a nephew, but little patience for his antics. I love it. I know exactly who that is. I dig it.
I went ahead and added an extra thing to Grover's mother that she's predisposed against the old money, because I imagine the Sheltons are new money. And that'll make it even harder for, if Aurora is this ill-reputed old money type to win Mummy's approval.
That's pretty daring for the time. New money, sort of the nouveau riche, were sort of looked down upon. So she's more about people earning their keep and not just sitting on their estate. Oh, okay.
Yep.
And that's a revolutionary. I dig it. All right. If we want to take a little bit more time, oh my goodness, we are at over an hour now. Do we want to take a quick break and let everyone maybe finish up the remainder of their connections, and then we can divvy up after that? Would that work? Cool. All right. We're going to finish up connections, and then we will figure out who's playing them. And yeah, we'll take a quick break.
All right. Be right back, everybody.
Yay.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on our break. I think we're going to pick back up with fleshing out the rest of our connections.
Yeah. So I believe we had a question. We're going to do a little bit of a collab here, RJ, Sean.
Yeah.
So you were asking for input on what my mother, did you go Mildred?
Mildred.
Aunt Millie.
So
Aunt Millie.
if she is disapproving of Raleigh, then I'm imagining that it has to be like Raleigh is acting out from like a very like stuffy upbringing. So we're England, so they'd be Protestant at this point, right? Are we before? At what point are we in history? I don't remember.
Has Martin Luther knocked on the church?
Yes.
Good question.
Because I think if I'm coming at this from having a Catholic upbringing and trying to translate that to this world. I think that like maybe like a really religious family, and like very like reserved.
She wanted Riley to become a priest.
I dig it.
Predominantly Protestant.
The only reason
Protestant.
we can pivot from that though, if you think that might cause issues, like can that be because her relationship with your character is good, and if you're an illegitimately son, I don't know if that's like gonna jive with them 100%, or if it's like they dislike Raleigh and your father enough that doesn't really like matter. They don't see that as being your burden to bear. They see that as being like your father's burden.
Honestly, it'd make her a more interesting character. She's very stuffy and believes very much in society standards, except for her little Theo, you know? I mean, he's a good kid.
Still the firstborn.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I like that.
The
I mean,
sins of the father should not be placed upon the son.
It brings, because you also have a priest in your, is another one of your connections. It brings a little more of the religious element into play, which always brings up good tension.
Oh yes, indeed. All right. So I think we have a general idea now for our connections. So I think we already have a couple folks that are trying to divvy out what they want to do. So does anyone have a connection that they most certainly would like to play?
I do.
Yes, Sean.
I definitely want to play Bernice.
Okay. I am going to, if we don't have any other objections, let's go ahead and put Sean over that one. And then if you want to go ahead and change it to your color as well.
I'm going to bite the bullet here. I want to play Erasmus.
Yeah, do it.
Then I'm wondering if I should be Father Samuel, like we were joking before, back when he was maybe Simon.
100% up to you.
I probably should not be playing Aurora at the very least, if she is my potential love interest.
Exactly. So we do need to keep that in mind for those connections that, we probably don't want to play a connection that you are going to be having several RP scenes with. Probably not for the best.
Yeah. I'm debating between Father Samuel and Miles Hammer. I think I want to go with Miles.
Do it.
Miles Hammer.
Can I play Aunt Millie?
Oh. Anyone? Are we cool with that, everyone?
Yep.
Do it.
I want to play somebody's nice older aunt.
I love it. All right. I will literally play everyone else because that is my job as the facilitator. So I will be the Earl of whatever we decide later, Mortimer Spice, the Honorable Mortimer Spice. I will play Aurora Keating, the extravagant best friend. I will play Father Samuel. And I will play Annette Shelton. Excellent. So we'll get those labeled. If we, among the various RP scenes that we run into, if we run into a scene of someone accidentally having to talk to themselves, we'll, flip that and figure it out as we go. But for the most part, we'll go ahead and do that and get that all set up. So yay, we have connections. Let's go ahead now that those are sorted. And let's go ahead and nail down our family background. Our family backgrounds are going to be very important because they help us figure out reputation, which is a very important aspect of the game. Some of us kind of have that determined by what we're doing. So like Savvy, for instance, peerage is pretty much what we would need it to be. Everyone else have something nailed down? What are we thinking?
Humble origins.
Perfect. Alex, were we going with new money?
Yes.
Excellent. And Sean, what are we thinking?
I was still reading through some of
Oh,
the
yeah.
ones.
No, feel free. Again, that's sort of the standard for the game for the most part. Austen really looks into rich people, so for the most part, old money is kind of our go-to if nothing else dictates. But we've got a lot of other options there too.
I just read a Humble Origins saying, Jesus, they say, was born in a stable.
The writing is top
They
notch.
do say that.
Yeah, I think old money is going to be just the
excellent.
easiest.
So you shall. Oh, look, we've already gone ahead and chosen your title. For you, Savvy, for the peerage.
Aha.
So you're all set there.
Did I say it on stream? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't think you did. What is your full title?
Once she
Savvy?
inherits everything, she will be Countess, the Countess, Lady Rosamund Spice.
Yes. Mwah. It's perfect. I love it. All right. So once we have our character family background, go ahead and pull that up for yourselves. You'll see initial reputation up at the top, those positive and negative tags. You're going to go ahead and choose one of each for yourselves to start the game. So go ahead and add those once you have decided. And then we can chat about those real quick as well.
For me.
Well, Sean just said, that's easy, so.
Yeah.
Sure. What are we thinking, Sean?
Well, it can't be sensible. That didn't make sense. So I was going to go with well-connected as the positive tag, and self-obsessed as the negative tag.
Perfect. Alex, you want to go ahead and share yours as well?
Yes, I am going with clever for the positive, but vulgar for the negative.
Oh, vulgar.
Which, may just be vulgar to old money tastes.
Absolutely. Well, that makes a lot of sense. More straightforward. Not playing any of the games of society.
Yes,
I like that.
Because I know one of the reputation criteria, you gain a negative tag if you acted in an uncouth, low class, or vulgar manner. And acted in contravention of society's conventions. So.
Oh yes.
I may be ending up with a lot of negative tags.
We'll figure it out. All right. RJ, what you got?
I got tough as my positive tag and poor as my negative tag.
I like, tough. Okay. Not taking any crap. I dig it.
So you
Countess.
Additional hit points, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Did your AC go up too? I don't remember.
No, it doesn't, sadly.
The Countess for my positive tag is going to be influential, and for my negative tag is going to be proud.
Excellent. So these at the beginning, one, sort of even you out, and also help you to sort of narrow down sort of the heart of your characters as well. Through rounds of play, we will go through and update your reputation tags as well. Each time we go through rounds of play, if you gain a new reputation tag, you'll choose it and add it to either the positive or negative. If you get 3 of one of those, 3 positive or 3 negative, you will end up taking a reputation condition. The conditions are based on your actual character role. So if you end up with any reputation conditions, which with as many sessions as we're planning to play, we'll definitely end up there at some point. We'll go over those as well. The positives, you can end up playing toward your advantage for a specific scene. The negatives, someone else might be able to use against your major character in a particular scene. So we have those sorted for now. And I think at this point, one of the final things that we will go through once we get into play would be your inner conflicts. Those will be decided in play, so we won't decide those now. Those will come up once we go through a full cycle. We'll decide those in that first upkeep. And think of the inner conflicts as kind of like gaining experience, like in a playbook almost. If you earn enough toward your inner conflict either way, you get some sort of extended backstory advantages, they call them. So that could be additional connections under your control. That could be a major event happening that could affect your character. That could be creating a brand new major character and then your current major character becoming a connection under your control. A lot of different options. So we'll come to those once we actually get into play. But otherwise, I think we're all set up. I think we're ready to play. So at this point, if we have any questions from the crew here, questions from anyone in chat, feel free to throw it out. But any questions in general from anyone? Questions about gameplay, about the game structure itself?
This maybe one thing is we've kind of talked about cycles of play and how long it might be, but I guess one question that might affect that is if someone somehow manages to achieve their desire much faster than everyone else, is the game over? Do they win, or do they are they gonna retire that character and bring someone new in?
That is a really good point. That would also kind of coincide with if you have completely achieved your desire. That might also coincide with sort of those internal conflicts that we'll draft up that'll sort of tie into your desire. So if your desire ends up kind of being moot, either the character has moved along or something else happens in gameplay that makes it not really valid anymore, we would go ahead and switch out and create a new desire for your character. Or if that coincides with the inner conflict also being resolved, you could create a new major character altogether. So we can feel that out once we get to that point. Really good question.
I'm poking around the accounting sheet, and then there's a tab for rumors and scandals.
Oh, yes. So rumors and scandals are a very fun part of the game. That is a part of our cycle of play. So we will go through, after we have a novel chapter, we will go through a reputation portion, which is updating those reputation tags, adding some potentially reputation conditions. And then we go to rumors and scandals. You all get to make up rumors flying around town. They could be positive ones that are, good for your character. They could be negative ones toward your character, towards someone else. We're writing the rumors and scandals as players, not as our characters, so they can affect something completely unrelated to our character as well. Around this time as well, like a war is potentially starting, so maybe we're going to get militia and something like that could be completely unrelated. So a rumor that is created, that means that it has sort of disseminated around town. If it's just created, it is known but not necessarily thought to be true. You can also, during that time of the game, spread a rumor. If a rumor is spread, that means that overall throughout town, whether or not it is actually true, it is vastly considered to be true, which you could use to your advantage or not. Once a rumor is spread, it receives a resolve token on it, and you can end up utilizing that resolve token to make it part of the story. So maybe it is true now, something like that. Oh, and that brings up a great point too. We don't use dice in this game. This is a 100% collaborative storytelling and token-based game. We are, again, very much tied to the collaboration. So this is all about also definitely getting consent from your other players, that making sure that the story is something that we're all creating together and we are all agreeing upon what's happening in this game. So if at any point we end up wanting to do something that directly affects a major character and you want to use a resolve token for that, you may end up having to be in what we would call a negotiation with another player about whether or not this is something that they want to happen for their major character. So that is something to consider as well.
There are no dice. What do I do with my hands?
Emote! No.
Sid, I do have a question from the chat.
Yeah.
For you, which is, does the facilitator play only the NPCs concocted in session 0? Are other NPCs intended to just be super background unimportant people, or could they become new connections later on?
That is a very good question. So that's kind of a really awesome aspect of Good Society that I really enjoy. It is built that there are a lot of ways to play it. You can play with a facilitator. So the way I think we've kind of decided is we will play with a facilitator. I will facilitate, and I will not be playing any major characters. I will just play connections. You could also play that a facilitator also plays a major character to add a little bit more drama and everything. So they would do their facilitator job. They would also play a major character and fulfill all of those duties as part of a major character. You can also play this game without a facilitator. If you end up wanting to play for long enough, everyone just sort of shares the responsibilities of the facilitator, and everyone just plays major characters and moves along and makes it happen. That's really a great part of this. So in our version of this game, yes, I will be playing the NPCs concocted at session 0. If we end up with someone that's not going to be a major part of the story, like a servant at an inn that we run into like once, yeah, I'll still play them. We may not give them a name, but that's the really nice part of everyone also having a spare connection. So maybe that servant becomes a really pivotal part of the story, and we feel like we need to bring them in and give them a name and give them a little more heft. Someone could decide at some point to go ahead and create them as a connection. So, and then at that point, I would end up playing them as well. So great question.
I have a question, which is really for everybody. Should we go ahead and talk about how old our characters are?
Really good thought, yeah.
Because I'm dying to know. But I also want to talk about it as a group because I don't know that I have a good grasp on how old I should be.
Yeah, I tentatively at one point put in 19 and then deleted that because I'm like, the only Jane Austen I've actually read is Pride and Prejudice, and even then, I've forgotten how old most of those characters are. It's like, how old is Mr. Darcy when all that takes place?
Mm-hmm.
How old is Lizzie?
It also fluctuates a little bit when you've read the book and watched the miniseries and seen the movie.
Mm-hmm. For Regency era, young ladies of the landed gentry, and again, young ladies and gentlemen at this point, because we turn that patriarch shit off. And also for our game, younger was more historically accurate. We're not going to do that. Everyone's going to be over 18 and be a consenting adult.
Great.
But
love it.
By 18 was definitely considered adulthood and of marrying age. Absolutely. Older than 24, 25, you're an old dog by then. So, but totally up to you.
I think I wanted to collaborate a little bit with RJ on the age difference between our two characters, because I think that sets up different dynamics if one of us is older or younger for the same age. Because we're the same age, social. That I think that puts us on a little more even playing field, even if like socially you're not as integrated.
Well, I would think I'd have to be older though, because to get the like legitimacy in the title of being the firstborn.
Okay.
Unless you want to do it like.
Well, because I'm not because I think either way you would have a more legitimate claim. Because I'm a nephew and you're the firstborn.
Illegitimate.
Son. Yeah, and I guess that
I like the idea that we would be the same age, so there's more of a rivalry there instead of like one of us looking down on the other.
Yeah. Because
of an age difference.
I like that too. I was probably leaning to around like I guess the older side of still being young, so like around the 23, 24 age, but
so it's really extra despicable that you're just partying and not getting married.
Yeah.
Because you're so old.
So freaking old.
Yeah, let's do 23, 24.
Okay.
It's like you gotta settle down, folks. Gotta settle down, getting married.
I think that also puts a lot more agency into myself trying to attain legitimacy, because it's like, after this point, I'm gonna be broke for life.
I can't marry an old man. So I made Rosamund the oldest.
Okay.
So she'll inherit everything. So
Perfect.
maybe like.
Oh, the oldest sibling. I thought you meant oldest of the group.
No, sorry. Yeah, the oldest of.
She's 35.
The oldest of the 5 Spice Girls.
Yes.
So I think maybe like she's 20, maybe.
Yeah. That's Lizzie Bennett's age.
Nailed it. I'm amazing at this game, you guys. I don't know if you've noticed. And then Grover, tentatively 19.
Yeah, I think he's, this is probably his first big job in his career, so he's still a young guy just starting out.
I like it.
And I'm your patron, so I'm technically older than you.
Yeah.
Barely. Probably like 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a disaster.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm going to give you so much money.
He's not gonna know what to do with it.
Oh, well, just you'll have Countess in casual wear, Countess in gown, Countess with a dog, Countess.
Yeah.
So many portraits. So many.
This is my Monday horse, and this is my Tuesday horse.
Oh, so much fun. Awesome. All right, so yeah, still most on the younger side, but Raleigh and Theo, getting up there, y'all. Gotta settle down. I like it. Oh wait, yes. Lynn's in chat is saying that everyone gets kind of a spare connection to start, so you could just be like, oh, I recognize that guy, that's Jeremy. Yes, absolutely, that is exactly what that is intended for. So if we need to just add a new connection in, we can.
That's my stable boy, Jeremy.
Yeah, and like I think it's been kind of discussed with some of the reputations. Like I know mine has one where your junior arrives, create them as a connection. And so certainly some gameplay mechanics that can foster creating a new connection.
Absolutely.
Got a big connection. The mother appears.
Dun, dun, dun.
So much
Gasp.
Perfect. Awesome. Yay. Anything else with gameplay? And again, as gameplay goes along, like we'll have a, training wheels on for that first cycle through and get everyone's feet under them. But yeah, any other questions about the accounting sheet, about gameplay, about life, about anything?
When are we gonna watch the miniseries?
Oh my god, anytime, any day, anywhere, you tell me when.
Yes.
It's a yearly rewatch for me. Pride and Prejudice BBC miniseries.
So good.
Love it so. All right. No more questions then. I think we are session zeroed and we're ready to get started for next time.
We did it.
We did it, guys. We did it. I'm so excited. Well, yay. We'll jump on into oh, yes. Lynn's is asking for a quick recap of characters. Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's start with the Countess.
Okay.
A quick recap of desires, relationships, and all that jazz.
Of course. Yes, I'm playing the Countess, Rosamund Spice. She, her pronouns, age of 20. My desire is to marry my secret fiancé, Theo, RJ's character. That's my relationship. I also serve as patron to my wonderful young friend Grover, Alex's character. Let's see. My reputation tags are influential in the positive, proud in the negative. Yeah, I think that's the important stuff.
And which connection will you be playing?
I am also going to be playing Mrs. Mildred Addison, Theo's aunt, Raleigh's mother.
Heyo. Excellent. All right. Sean?
I'm going to be playing Raleigh Addison, who is 24 years old. His desire is to best or humiliate his cousin in every matter and win his uncle's inheritance. And his cousin is Theo, RJ's character. Reputation tags: positive is well-connected, negative is self-obsessed. And I'm also going to be playing Miss Venice Keating, who is the sister of one of the other characters who created, Aurora Keating, is the boring, legitimate suitor of the Countess von Spice.
Just Spice.
And Spice, yeah. And
please, Von Spice was my father.
And yeah, that's it.
Excellent. RJ?
I'll be playing Theophilus Wilmot. Theo, for short. He, him, age 23. Desire is to convince your parent to accept you as their legitimate child and declare your relation to all the world. My relationships include, I'm cousin to Sean's character, Riley, and my secret fiance is Savvy's character, Miss Rosamund Spice. For tags,
Countess.
Countess.
Countess Rosamund. That's going to be a recurring joke, isn't it?
Yep.
My reputation tags are tough in the positive and poor in the negative. And I'll also be playing Erasmus Cockburn, the Grover's career rival.
Excellent. And last but not least, Alex?
Yes, I will be playing Grover Shelton, he, him, aged 19. My desire is to bolster my love interest's reputation and then win my parents' permission to marry them. My currently existing relationship is that the Countess Rosamund Spice is my patron. However, as I have the negative reputation tag of vulgar, he might neglect to add the Countess title most of the time.
Oh,
Well,
no.
we'll discuss it.
Well, you get less money that day.
Yeah.
It's
but
still a
my-
lot of money. I don't understand how much money is a lot of money.
But my positive tag is clever. I am a new money careerist. And then the connection I will be playing is Miles Hammer, who is the uncle/father, of Riley's uncle Theo's father. So the one who has to decide which of them gets the inheritance, I suppose. Or at least may have some opinions there.
Love it. I love it so. I'm facilitating and I will be playing everyone else. I'm very excited. All right. I think that's all, folks. I think we did it. We did it up. Yes, and they are such good names. You are correct. So we will actually get this started in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we will get started with our very first cycle of play. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out and asking questions in chat and being here as these gorgeous Regency characters are created. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next time. I hope y'all are too.
Absolutely.
Yay. Alrighty.
Sean, you want to read us out real quick?
Oh yeah. Hi. I'm so thrown off because I normally do this at the beginning and the end. We have a lot of good stuff going on in the next few days, next week that we talked about at the beginning. Definitely join us for our next stream on Saturday, which is Saturday Night's Thunderball. At 3 o'clock Eastern time, and then we'll have Slang 101 on Sunday at 4, Eos on Tuesday at 7, and then this time next week we will have All Myths Are True. Join us on Discord, follow us on Twitter, obviously follow us here on Twitch, so you can hang out with us live every week.
Subscribe if you're feeling feisty.
Subscribe. And YouTube as well, where you can catch all of our previous broadcasts and streams. I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
Don't think so.
Okay. Thanks, Sid.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great.
Thank you guys. I'm so excited. I've never done this before. I'm excited.
Well, neither have we.
Yay!
We're not gonna know if you do it wrong.
Exactly. We're gonna do it together. I can't wait. Thank you guys so much.
Guys,
Thanks, Sid. Thanks for everyone for out there watching. Come back and join us in 2 weeks. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night,
Good night, Internet.
Night.